Alright, welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2. Now, we've got a CB on Muscovy, but we have too much infamy because I derped it up and asked for too much in a war that I could not do. So we're at 17 right now, which would put me 2 over on infamy. If I were to actually declare war and take 2 states. Now, people were saying that infamy doesn't actually matter that much late in the game, and that's partially true, in that it doesn't actually have that much of a negative effect on us. The problem is that every time I do that, every time I declare war on somebody, France breaks their alliance with me. And if your infamy is high enough, nobody will ally with you. And you might think, well, that's not such a terrible idea. Well, having France allied with me, number one, is probably the only thing that's going to cause a great war in the game. And I'm going to show you in a minute why it's entirely possible that we will never have a great war in the game. So, let's show that right now. Last time, Great Vinland is currently at war with somebody, but they're allied with Sweden and nobody else. Now, they might have been allied with somebody else and they broke their alliance when they declared war. Fair enough. Germany just formed. They haven't really had time to form any alliances, but they're currently allied with Norway and Denmark, and they kept their old stuff, so they weren't allied with anybody before, and frankly, they don't need allies. Oh, they're liberals. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, the computer can get away with having LF and having huge scores. France, obviously, allied with us. And they're not allied with anybody else of importance. Russia. Persian Republic, clearly. Us. We have lots of allies. Most of them are crap. Now, speaking of which, I need to check to see if those rebels are still in Nepal. France and Zoroastrian. United Kingdom. One of the important things about the United Kingdom is they actually have a truce with France. But they're allied with Iceland and Portugal. And then Italy in Europe is allied with Zoroastrian in Hungary. So in any case, Zoroastrian is a link between these two, but that's unlikely to last. So that leaves the other people in Asia, nationalist China and Japan. Now, earlier in the session, last time I had noticed that they were allied, but that is not the case anymore. And they have a truce with the Tartar Republic until, well, until 3 years from now. People were saying I should ally with the Tartar Republic and cause some trouble with China. This is not possible. We own core provinces, they will not ally with us. So, and that's because of Uralsk, so, which is strange, because I owned this part anyway. And they have core on it. So, I don't know. Like, I owned Uralsk last time. Who knows? I owned part of it anyway. And they still allied with me. Taking the whole thing shouldn't have mattered. But it did. So, nationalist China and Japan obviously is an ally with anybody. And really, there's nobody really coming up who has any chance of doing anything. Smolensk is... How do they have such a high score owning just freaking Alaska? It's a high industry score for Alaska. They didn't lose any prestige for getting eaten by England, so I guess that's alright. Smolensk has very little chance of coming up with just straight 9s. And then these are very clearly number 8 here. And then close down the list are Egypt and Zoroastrian. People who are vaguely attached to my sphere, or actually in my sphere, both of them. Egypt won't ally with me. For the same reason that the Tartar Republic won't ally with me, but they are closely enough connected to me that I don't really care. We don't talk about Kurdistan. They were my bros, and then they stopped being my bros for some reason. So, oh yeah, okay. So we do have some rebels here. Let's take care of that. What kind of rebels are this? Indian nationalists. Yeah, they'll break the puppeting if they succeed. Now, France and I own ports in China, so China might declare war on us. If Japan gets their alliance back with them and then declare war, that would be a great war right there. And you'll see that while we're not at war, we're now the #1 power. That is largely an effect of our inflated military score from having a shitload of dreadnoughts. And that's pretty much all it is. In light of that, however, let's move our fleet closer to China. Or at the very least, in a more central position. We'll say in Ahmadabad is a good place. It's basically roughly the center of the empire geographically, as far as the fleet goes. It'd probably take about the same amount of time to get to either point from there. And I'm considering this to be part of the empire, so here to here, about the same distance from Ahmadabad, I would guess. So let's get started. We're researching modern divisional structure, which is the last big infantry upgrading tech. We've got a couple other ones to do, heavy armament being the most important. And modern army doctrine unlocks a lot of stuff. Okay, so that takes care of those rebels. Got some tanks going on over here, that's pretty good. Now I realize I don't really have to have these guys down here, as my border with Brunei is pretty secure. Will Brunei ally with me? Insufficient relations. Let's raise our relations with Brunei, since we can't really do anything else with them. We have an alliance with Nepal, obviously. Now, because I'm... oh, reactionaries, huh? Because I'm most keenly aware of our problems with China, I'm going to focus on that. But one of the things I wanted to do is to take a look at the diplomatic situation with Muscovy. And the easiest way of telling whether somebody is trying to mess with them is to try to start focusing your relations on them, and if anybody gets rid of them, then you will clearly see, yeah, okay, so Italy was trying to focus their relations on there, okay. The Zoropub is pretty hotly contested here, so I need to keep my relations up with them, because they are an actual useful ally. I also have a bunch of dreadnoughts around. I should move these to a place that actually has troops. Maybe here. That's a terrible army, but whatever. Oh, there's my airplanes. The airplanes shouldn't be with basic infantry, but they can stay there for now. So basically what I want to do is want to check, because I'm still going through with this war. My fear here is that one of these two will add them to their sphere. France, because it will prevent me from declaring war on them at all, and the United Kingdom, because it will prevent me from causing a great war, because they have a truce with France. Now, it won't be a great war anyway, because England's not allied with anybody. We can check really quick to see if any alliances have formed. They're still at war. It's unlikely. No. Okay. SS Baghdad explodes. No, my ship! The SS Baghdad, a small military steamer. I would not name a small military steamer Baghdad, bro. That would be like a double dreadnought. Actually, probably call it Babylon, but whatever. Mysteriously sank yesterday while on port call in a foreign harbor following a massive explosion on the starboard midship. Military intelligence suggests that the explosion may have been caused by an overheated boiler. But the widely circulated scandal press, taking its usual liberties with truth in favor of expediency, has already seized the opportunity and are calling the explosion an act of sabotage and aggression by a foreign power. Our citizens are in ire over the affair, and calls for foreign blood to be spilled can be heard echoing in the streets of Baghdad, the ship's namesake. Oh no, Guyana! Stockpile changed by -1 steamer convoys. Oh noes. So basically, we lose a steamer convoy, which isn't a big deal. We make tons of those. A place in the sun on Guyana, huh? So they still have colonies? They do. Problem here is that they're in Great Vinland Sphere. It would be a nothing war. It would gain me very little. We'll say the explosion was an accident. We don't have very many people that support jingoism anyway. Mechanized mining. So let's monitor the diplomatic situation better than I did with incident in Cape. I'll let the terrorists come in. Don't want to lose prestige over that junk. Now, pretty much nobody is going to ally with them. But I'm worried about people actually... Again, this is the same place. Worrying about people intervening or actually spearing them. Now, being in a sphere does not mean that they will declare war on them. That's the reason I declared war on them last time, was to try to cause a great war with Smolensk and Amalfi, and they didn't join the war. So I don't know. I don't know what Samarkand makes, but I'm sure it's more valuable than wool. It's probably horses. Norway wants to talk to us. Okay. Hello, Norway. I had some kind of Russian general. Or admiral. Now go ahead. You talk to poets. Persian ingenuity. I think we've had this already. Research points and prestige. It's hard to get prestige at this late point in the game. We have 58% literacy and 51 research points. We do have a crazy man in power, but he's not hurting us that much. I'll take the prestige. Anyway, 7,000 is not like an entire tech anymore. So, it's still quite a bit. I'd still rather have the prestige. Now, if I'm thinking about a war with China, I really should think about repositioning some of my troops to fight them, shouldn't I? Well, that guy's gonna need a general. Okay. I run out of generals because I have a bunch of these tiny units. With my railroads that way, that should be pretty easy to get them to there. I don't know if this is actually going to happen. It's just really my only option for a great war, even close to a great war. An okay war. A halfway decent war. The halfway decent war of 1921. It killed several people. Let's see, England. Got a few points with them, but nothing major. Keep bouncing around the list here. And my inflated military score is really helping me out. Oh, get out of here, reactionaries. No one likes your style, except reactionaries. Alright, so this is our Dreadnought fleet. Sweet, more prestige. Oh, that reminds me. Integration reminds me. How are our bureaucrats doing? 92%. 26. 30. 33. 0.5. Most of these should finish before the end of the game. 15. 48. Maybe not that 0.5. Okay, who's this? Rebels in Egypt. Go, Guyana. Communist seize power. The doctrine of fascism. I think we've already had the communist version of that. So Guyana's communist now. Actually, you do have a support for communists. At least in that state I clicked on. It always seems like nothing's happening when I actually look at these places. Gain 2 infamy. Oh, boo! Boo! You know what? Screw it. We're going over the infamy limit. F you, Muscovy. I don't have to worry about this stuff down here. Now, France is almost certainly going to break their alliance with us when we did that. Just in time. Get our heavy armament on. Okay. Actually, that's not a great way of doing that. Let's do that instead. This will be the first time our tanks have seen combat. They seem to be doing them pretty well. Let's see if we can funnel them a little bit. Those tanks look weird. Okay. Okay, so they're moving downwards, it looks like. A little bit. Yeah, it really looks like they don't have any troops down here. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that stopped him. Okay. Do I still have military access through Hungary? No, I didn't ever have it, probably. Okay. They're still not doing anything. That's good. Okay, if they move to Tambov, I'll be a little bit concerned, but the way things are going right now. December 14th, and then 21st. There, we're actually going to beat them there. Wait. September, not December. Okay, that's a little bit concerning. Well, it's a good thing we got these here. Here, just go straight through. If need be, we can consolidate these units. Prestige? Of course. Okay. So, how many units are here? 30?
I don't know if that's a good idea, but we'll do it anyway. It's not like it's gonna affect anything. Can they move? Yeah, they can move to there. Alright, let's do this. Professor criticizes voting system. A professor at one of our most prestigious universities has published a tract on political philosophy. The tract argues in favor of a variant of the Jefferson method for appointing representatives to the upper house. The Jefferson method is a highest averages method, and the purpose of it is to allocate seats in proportion to the number of votes a particular party list has received, by maintaining the ratio of votes received to the seats allocated as close as possible. The tract has received a fair amount of both national and international attention. Publication gives us a window of opportunity to try to reform our voting system, but we could perhaps be content with some international prestige on account of the publication instead. What's the government's position? Could we say this will reflect well on our nation and gain 5 prestige? Or change the Jefferson method? Oh, that was one of the reforms we never actually got into place, was a change in this. So the Jefferson method... state with the largest... Okay, we'll do it. Do it. Okay, so we got 355, it looks like, here. Oops. That's not necessarily scary. But it could be if we're not careful. So let's be careful. Let's go that way, actually. They're actually still moving there. I think I messed up. I think I wasn't paying attention and moved guys here. Okay. I'm probably going to lose this army. Okay, they actually changed a little bit of movement there. But not enough to make me comfortable with the situation. Okay, let's try to get out of here. Nope, they got me. That's not going to do anything.
Oh shit, where did that come from? That's unpleasant. Probably walked around through the Tartar Republic. Huh. Okay, let's make them pay for that. Well, actually, I can take more than that, can't I? That's hilarious that they're still holding their own there. Oh, you know what? Since that's like that, maybe we can support that here. I thought I left a troop there. Damn it. I meant to, at least. Well, whatever. Kaboom! I guess actually we should go this way instead. Okay, apparently it's in China. I really messed this up with my positioning. I thought I had it pretty well, but the fact that I can just walk through the Tartar them just kind of makes this kind of iffy. Alright, let's bring some more troops over here. If I lose a couple of battles, it's not a big deal. If I lose every battle, it is a big deal. But it doesn't look like I will. Because these guys are almost here. And that should be the end of that. They'll probably retreat. Oh, what the hell? Where did that come from? Nope, go like this. And actually, you can stay here.
I think. I think that's fine. As expected. That looks, yeah, they can also walk through Smolensk, that makes sense. This is a pretty tense situation, actually. Ah, but they're really starting to lose morale now. Yeah. What is it? Yeah, they lost all their frontline stuff, looks like.